Hey guys, it's been a long time. I know I actually have curls now, so that is a good change. But I was off from YouTube for good 2 to 3 months. I actually deleted my Instagram app for like 4 to 5 weeks. I haven't done it since 2020, but I did that this time. I have reinstalled it, so you guys can follow me on Instagram as well, back to creating content. But during these 2 3 months, I was neither creating content nor was I consuming a lot of content. Yes, here and there, but I just did a detox kind of thing. But why? Because like there's something going on in my personal life, not with me, I'm healthy, but in my family there's a medical situation going on for the past 2 years. I don't want to talk about that in this video because I'm going to make a specific video talking about this topic, how it's affecting my life and my trading. So yeah, I'm going to make a proper video once I gather my thoughts and everything. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. But today I actually took 2 really good trades on AMD, and I'm making this video because it's going to be a really good educational content for you guys, because these 2 trades were a combination of technical setup, a really good higher time frame technical setup, along with level 2. Time and sales, bookmap. I'm going to show you guys everything. So it's going to be a really good video. So I'm back with the bang and let's get straight to it. So guys, here's the 1-day chart of AMD, and you guys can see this was a daily range breakdown. I'm going to delete a lot of things right here. I don't actually have any levels right here, but you guys can see on the daily chart, AMD has been holding weaker than the market, because if you look at QQQ, the overall tech sector, we had a straight rally towards the upside. QQQ is making all-time highs, but AMD has been holding weaker than the market for the past few weeks, in fact. On the weekly chart, it's been making a lot of dojis right here. We failed to hold the prior resistance at support last week. So this week, I was looking for a weekly range breakdown. This is a Monday, so a start of a new week. On the daily chart, we can see that we have been consolidating in this very tight range between 163 right here. So between 163 and 157-ish. The range is getting tighter and tighter. So in the Discord group, I mentioned that we are making, in fact, a triangle on the 1-hour chart. So I mentioned that if we get under 158, if we make a new low right here, because we have been making higher lows. So this low was higher than this low, and this low was higher than this low, and we are making a triangle. So I was looking for a breakdown under 158 and 157.5 for a push towards 155, possibly 150 if we get a really nice momentum towards the downside. I even mentioned that in the Discord group. You guys can see I was watching AVGO, Apple, SMCI, and AMD. AVGO for upside, Apple for upside, SMCI for upside, and AMD was the only stock for downside because it's been holding weaker than the market. And you guys can go back and see AVGO had a really nice rally off the open. It had a dip to 1790 and straight rally to 1807. That was a really good trade. Apple also, after the first 30-40 minutes of the market open, it broke out above 215, had a pullback, and then again a push towards the upside. SMCI volume was low, so it's just not moving today, and AMD was a nice breakdown that I got personally. So if you guys want to join our Discord group and get access to my daily game plan and just a community of serious traders, the link will be in the description box below. So I'm actually going to show you guys a recording of this trade where I entered, and then I'm going to show you guys the book map as well, why I entered where I entered. So within the first 1 minute of the market open, we can see that we are selling off near 158. We are holding 158 as of now, so I just don't want to get caught in a reversal for a push towards the upside. But near 158, we are seeing a lot of sell orders, a lot of consolidation near 158. So that is good for AMD because I'm looking for a breakdown under 158. But suddenly around 9:30 a.m., you guys can see we had a flush towards the downside. I took like 40 contracts. My fill price average was around 1.94. The first 20 were at 1.90. The second 20 were at 1.98. So overall, my fill was around 1.94, and the premiums are already up. But the reason for me entering this trade was because of bookmap as well, which I'm going to show you next. So here's the recording of bookmap, and you guys can see at 9:30 a.m. we are seeing a bit of consolidation near 158. The very important thing to focus on is the time and sales on the right hand side, right? You guys will see that I have a minimum size filter of 500, so which is very important, right? So bookmap will only show me orders above 500 shares. So I want to see where the big orders are going. Are the big orders hitting the bid price, or are they hitting the ask price? I don't want the big orders to hit the bid price, but then bids to not drop, right? I want the big orders to hit the bid price along with the bids dropping as well, which is a very bearish sign. You guys can actually set a filter on your platform as well. I don't think so. Thinkorswim has it. I don't know. I used to look at Dash Trader Pro, but I just find on bookmap it's easier to set the filter and the color combination. It's just easier on my eyes. It's easier to spot big orders. And you will see right here, all of a sudden, around 9:30 a.m. and 30 seconds, you guys will see like slowing down. Time and sales is slowing down right off the open. Not a lot of big orders. All of a sudden at 9:30, you guys will see a lot of big orders hitting the bid price. 6,000 shares, 1,100, 2,000 shares, 3,500 shares. When I saw this, I placed my hotkey to get filled, and I got filled 40 contracts at an average price of 1.94. Coming back to the recording, I just have a safety market order ready. So whenever I get filled, I just have a manual order ready at the top. Like if it reverses against me all of a sudden, and if I don't get filled at the bid price, I can exit at the market order, right? So, but this is running in my favor. The premiums are holding around 2.2, which is not that much, like 15%, approximately 15% as of now. So I'm going to take my first 10 contracts out at a fill price of 2.25, and I saw a bid or bounce from 156.4, but then after that it just flushed. So I had 40 contracts. I only took 10 contracts out around 15%. I took 10 more contracts out at a fill price of 2.64. You guys can see the order getting filled at the breakdown of 156. But now the question is, we had a big flush down from 158 to around 155. We are only 55 cents away from 155. But me as a trader, I'm expecting a pullback. I'm like, this is a big push down. 155 is a major level. So we might go towards the upside. We might pull back a bit, grab the buyers, grab the sellers from the top, and then flush under 155. So that was my thought process, but I was still holding 20 contracts. But I'm thinking to exit my position. If I see a bounce on the tape, if I don't see a flush down under 155, I'm going to cover my position and look for my next entry on a pullback. But you guys will see around 155.5, even though we are seeing a lot of red on the tape, we are not pushing down. That means these sell orders are getting absorbed by the market, and we are not seeing a new low of the day. And that's where I decided to exit my whole position right here, the last 20 contracts, at a fill price of 2.72, which was actually a good decision because I just forwarded this recording by a few minutes. You guys can see that my exit was right here. We had a pullback. Right where I exited, we had a pullback. So my expectation was right. 155 is a good psychological level, and we are seeing a bit of a pullback. So that just means that the buyers are stepping up. The sellers, the big sellers might come into the picture on the pullback because people who missed out on the initial push towards the downside, they're going to look for their entry. And that's when I saw that just near the VWAP and on the bookmap as well, you guys will see that we tried to break above 156.5, but we failed. And right at the close of this candle, I was like, it's not going to break the VWAP, and that's where I entered 20 contracts. My fill price was 1.44, and my stop loss is if it makes a new 1 minute high. That is my stop loss, guys. Like, you guys need to understand this because the risk to reward of the second trade was much better than the first trade. The premiums minimum went to 1.4. My fill price is 1.44. I took 20 contracts. So my risk on this trade is only $80 to $100 because if it makes a new 1 minute high, I'm going to exit. That is my stop. My stop is really tight on this trade because I'm already green for the day. I'm taking the second trade, risking only $100. Worst case scenario, I'm going to get filled at 1.38, 1.37, but still my risk is around $150, and you guys will see what the reward was on this trade. Now again, this is the book map near my entry on the second trade, 156.5. You guys will see big green dots. People are hitting the ask price. Again, a big seller at 156.5. This is the VWAP as well. It's pulling back after having a nice flush down. A lot of big green dots, but we are not seeing a follow through. That means these big green orders, the big buy orders, are being absorbed by the sellers. If you see big green dots, you want to see a push towards the upside. Like right here, big green dots, we had a push towards the upside. Right here, big green dots, but we are not seeing the reaction. The action is there, the reaction is not there. That means the sellers are sitting, they are absorbing the buy orders from the buyers. So these big green dots are being absorbed by the sellers. And that's where I entered my position for a flush towards the downside. And this was approximately 10 to 11 hour trade. So that is how Bookmap helps me with my day-to-day trading. So if you guys want to check out Bookmap, especially for the viewers of this channel, there will be a link in the description box below. Click on that link and check out special offers. And in the next few minutes, we had a flush down, but still my premiums are at 1.75. So I am already up like 25-30% on the premiums. But because I'm in small size, I'm expecting a break of low of the day. On the first trade, we had a push from 158 to 155.5. I was expecting a consolidation, and now my game plan is a breakdown under 155. So I don't have any reason to exit. If it goes to my break-even point, I'm going to exit, but I had a really good entry. My entry is right at the top. I had minimal drawdown on this trade, so I was just holding my position. I was a bit antsy. I was thinking of taking partials right here. Thankfully, I did not. But on the flush down under 155, you guys will see that the premiums pumped. My entry is at 1.44 and the premiums are holding already above $2. So that is approximately 50% return in 4 minutes. My entry is right here and now it's 9:44 a.m. So in 6 minutes, the return is approximately 50%, which is insane. I took 5 contracts out at 1.96. I took another 5 contracts out at 2.00. And now if I see any sort of pullback, I'm going to exit my position because I feel like this stock has moved a lot from the open. This has moved approximately 4 points from the market open. The ATR of this stock is around $6-7. So this is a big move. Like I have got approximately 70% the ATR of the stock, average true range, within the first 15 minutes. So I'm expecting a big bounce on this stock or maybe a long pullback before it finally maybe pushes down. I don't know. But when I saw that 154 is kind of holding on the tape, we saw a lot of green orders right near 154. I decided to slowly cover my position at a fill price of 2.13, holding 7 contracts. I'm just like exiting 1-2 contracts right here. And we are not pushing down under 154. You guys can see like 154, the big bits are stacking up. Again, a lot of green on the tape. I covered my whole position. The last 5 contracts at a fill price of 2.05. So from 1.4 to average 2.05, that is approximately 45 to 50% return in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, which is amazing. Let's now take a look at my PNL, guys. Overall, I made $3,700 approximately. I made $2,500 on my first trade. And on the second trade, which was even better than the first trade because the risk on the second trade was way smaller than the first trade, I was only risking $100 and I made $1,100. So if you look at risk to reward, the second trade was much better than the first trade, but I made more money on the first trade because my size was bigger on the first trade. I would say like 10 to 11 hour. My second trade was 10 to 11 hour because risk was $100, reward was $1,100. On the second trade, on 40 contracts, I could have lost like $500 basically because my stop loss was 1.85 on the premiums and I made $2,500. So the first trade was a 5-hour trade and the second trade was 11-hour trade. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for a lot more content on day trading. Again, I'm back on Instagram, so give me a follow there. The link will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.